we have got the address right down in Illinois, and we'll be setting up another one, but that is the current address we are using. The P.O. Box 878, Mukono, Uganda, East Africa. That is the address in Uganda. These kids have been writing letters to Jeff, to Tina. I know they have been disturbing them. Don't sleep without reading our letters. So you can write letters to these kids. The crafts, the surprise you collected, they had to send that. So they received everything. So we can be in touch in all ways. My testimony. Last year in May, I was involved in a very serious accident. I was on a border. Where 5 people, all of them died out of the 6, and it's only me who survived. Right there, it's the same guy who is standing in front of you. So my leg broke completely. I was rushed, taken to the hospital. With their hope, Tina, some of you I may not know, other people, Jeff contacted, and other friends I have. I really had to be, God restored my life through your support and prayers to come back in my life. Today I can jump, but last year it won't be possible. So I really thank God for that. And I'll show you a picture of what a border really looks like. But I call upon you to partner with us in this vision to reach out our hope to many orphan kids and educate them more spiritually, naturally, or to ensure them to have a future and raise them to become adults that can share God's news with their own people in whatever field of work they go into. I really thank you so much, and in Luganda we say mwebale nyo. So I really thank you so much for sparing your time, for giving me your attention, for listening to my presentation and everything. So let me have the technician up there to plug in that and show you those pictures of how really the border looks like, and kind of the transport. Then I'll receive every question as well as you want. So how about just tell me with the questions. That's a picture of how a border. You have got one?
Yeah, just one.
Just one. I thought you are plugged in mine. That's fine.
Well, you can see there's a child being carried.
So you are seeing a child being carried. There is another girl. You see the border guy who's riding, and now you are seeing the more free people. So the border totally has got 7 people on them, but it's just 2 wheels. And Jeffy's car is taking 4 people, so we have got Jeffy's car right there.
There definitely are cultural differences. I'm learning that from him. You may have some questions that go along those lines. For instance, Tina and I pride ourselves every morning in taking a 2.25 mile walk in 2 circles. So we said to him, "You're invited to come if we want to." And he just kind of like looked at us like, like there was a deer in the headlights thing. Then I realized he told us last night that his kids walk like 6 miles one way to school. And so all the walking he does, why would he want to walk 2.25 miles in a circle in the morning? Simon?
I couldn't help but notice when you talked about the kids, and you said the kids need to eat, and then you said every day.
Yeah.
And it's something that American would never say. We don't have to qualify by saying every day, because we all eat every day. And that's, when you said that, I was like, wow. It hit me that that's not a given.
Oh, what does this?
Does that make sense?
What does this mean when I say every day? There are so many days when these kids go to bed without food. It has happened most of the times. They sleep, they can take 2 days, 3 days without anything.
My whole point was that We are so selfish, we don't even consider that that is a reality all the places in the world.
And one thing that we say here, we emphasize, we don't want to motivate anyone by guilt. We don't do that.
No, that's just,
And Paul says, you know, don't give reluctantly. Don't give under compulsion because somebody's making you. Just God loves a cheerful giver. And so that's basically what it's been for us in our relationship with him. There are times where he'll tell us the kids are hungry. I'll go send $200 or $300 at Western Union. And there are times I can't. And I'll say, Samuel, we're praying for this. And then we get something 3 days later where he's on a motorcycle with a sack of beans and a box of juice. Somebody else has provided for that.
Yeah.
So nobody's calling on you personally, but if God so moves you, you do it cheerfully. And that's the only thing I think is really great about our relationship with him is that if you don't have it to give, pray, and God will answer that.
The clothes. I have a 5-year-old, and so could we mail clothes to Uganda, or can you do it that way, or just send money so they can get to buy clothes?
It's two ways. You can mail clothes, that would be fine. But once you tell me, Samuel, I'm sending these clothes maybe to Grace, specifically.
Right.
Grace is 15, she's 15 years today. US, a girl of 15 years is different in Uganda. You get my point? So that will be the challenge. But when you say, Samuel, we are sending these clothes, use them in the way that you think would be possible or applicable. I can pass these clothes to the same kids in the orphan, but not to the child you were willing to send them. But once you say, I'm sending specifically to Faith. Faith, how old is Faith? Faith, 12 years. So you get clothes of 12-year-old girl from US, you send them, it may not fit. We have experienced that. But one of the other ways that you can also send money, we can go down in the market and get more than, because $3 can get some clothes, $5, $50, anything can get more than what you can think. So it's upon what you feel God is leading you to do. Once He leads you to send, that will be great, and we appreciate that.
That's something that amazed me early when we sent some money to him, because I thought, you know, $200, if you go down here, even a Walmart grocery store down here in the market, $200 will get you some stuff.
Yes.
We sent him $200 and it's like an abundance of food. And so even yesterday, I got to tell you how humble this man is. Some of the money that he has to spend for himself here, he had to send back in order to pay part of the rent and some food. We went to Western Union yesterday for that. And a few years ago, we were talking about how we were struggling financially with Java Journey. He sent us some money from Uganda for Java Journey. That really, touched us. So when I say this guy is a real deal, he's the real deal.
Thank you so much.
NGO, does the government get anything from things that come to you? Do they have their hands in anything?
Things that comes from the States to Uganda?
Yeah.
There will be a challenge once there are some things that they will tax.
Okay.
For example, if you say, I'm sending you somewhere a screen TV, definitely they will tax that.
Okay.
But there are some things they can't tax. You see? So it depends which one are you sending.
So they'll know, but they know what you get. They get
Because it comes through mail, they will ship this, it will go to post office system, there is customs there they need to check they have a machine that will check it's electronic or what. So they'll make you to open that to see that something that is entering the country is not illegal. So that's what happens. So when they find that it's supposed to be taxed, they will tax that, But right now, as I'm going back to Uganda, I've got some few things they will tax, but I'm taking them with me, they can't tax. So whatever I'm taking, they won't tax. But there are some things they can tax. That depends which one exactly. But something like screen TV, those big computers, whatever it is, fridge, they will tax. That's why some things we get them in Uganda. instead of getting them from the states. But
Dwayne?
always it depends.
Dwayne?
Our chair wanted me to ask you if the children have toys that they play with.
They don't have currently, they don't have anything like toys to play with. They don't.
Would that be something that somebody could send?
That would be grateful, sir.
What are the age ranges now? I mean, what?
They run from 5 years to 17 years.
Oh, okay, so they're
yes. But all the kids, our culture is different. And at the orphanage, they all work together, everything, they share that. So once you mail something for a 6-year-old girl or boy, all of them will use the same thing. That's what happens, you know? Yeah.
I think one of the things that we asked him recently, and we've had a good conversation with him, actually funny stories. He was telling about somebody that sent some shoes that were way too big, and all I can identify with is like, well, you have to thank these people, we have to acknowledge it, but then the reality of it is it's not practical. So how do you work with that? We've had some good conversation about all that. But one of the things I think right now is the future things that are based on this concept here. We were talking last night at Yosef, is what it's called, 242. We're walking by a Maserati in the parking lot and sitting down having appetizers and stuff. But he talked about the possibility of hopefully getting a Boda
Yes.
and using that, which I thought was phenomenal because he got hit on one. But still, what that and other future things that you're hoping for. Talk a little bit about that.
One of the things we are hoping for in future is that first of all, we need to see that we are stopping paying the 200 per month. Every time we need to raise 750 once to pay 3 months. Right now, the